My name is Chip O'Neill, and this is what's happening in your city.
Here's tonight's top news stories. A man named Jacob Reese takes some interesting photos. Women go to new extremes to get their point across. And we have an exclusive interview with a worker in the Chicago meatpacking industry. But here's what's happening now.
We've just received word that in New York City, a fire has broken out at the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory. Apparently there were only 2 accidents, one of which was smoke-filled, and the other was locked from the outside by the factory bosses, preventing breakout or workers stealing materials.
This is quite the tragedy here, Chip. There have been, if I'm hearing it correctly, 146 reported fatalities. We'll have more on that story as it progresses.
In other news, Alice Paul, leader of NASA, a women's suffrage group, has chained herself to the fence outside of the White House in order to gain the president's attention.
Some people may even call that offensive, Chip.
I'm sorry. Women like Alice have been protesting in order to get the 19th Amendment to pass in Congress, which would allow all women to vote.
And now we'll hand it over to Clyde Samsonite, who caught up with Jacob Reese while he was here in Chicago. Clyde?
Thanks, Chad. I'm here with Jacob Reese, an up-and-coming photographer out of the New York City area, so he can share with us his story. Now, Jacob, what was the inspiration behind these photographs?
I wanted to capture the true story of the working class American in a city like New York, the hardships they endure, and the perseverance of many of them is such an intriguing topic.
Yeah.
It was easier for me to capture this reality through photos, rather than words, and allow people to see rather than hear or read. I believe it has a much greater effect and will prompt more change to help these working class Americans.
Wow. Well, isn't that just something? Just your average American trying to create a change for the better. Back to you out there, Chad.
Wow, thanks, Clyde. Isn't that neat, Chip?
Sure is, Chad. And here's the scoop of the day. Journalist Upton Sinclair went undercover to reveal some disturbing facts about the meatpacking industry in Chicago. He wrote a book titled The Jungle, describing his experiences and exposing those horrors. His goal was to bring attention to the exploitation of immigrant workers, but he discovered so much more. Now we go out to an exclusive interview with our very own Chad Chadwick, and a worker of the meat packing industry here in Chicago, to learn more.
Hi, I'm Chad Chadwick. I'm here with Benicio Linguini, a worker in the Chicago meatpacking industry. Tell me, Benicio, what is it that you do for a living?
Yes, I take a meat and I pack the meat. And I pack it like this, I pack it like that. Yes, yes. And sometimes I like to make the meat into a square and we ship it. Sometimes the boss man come and say, Benicio, I said I wanted a circle. And then I say, and I make it
shapes.
I make it into this. Well, because a hamburger on the 4th of July, I don't know what 4th of July mean, but they eat a hamburger and they
Circular.
And they do circle. Yes, so I ship it.
Okay. We've heard from many sources that the sanitation in these meatpacking plants is subpar, to say the least.
No.
You have any comments about the overall cleanliness of your factory?
Sometime I see a man, he work and he packing, he just like a me, he pack a me too. And he had chew in his hand.
Sneezes.
He had chew
Right in the hand.
And he go right back to work.
Doesn't wash their hands?
No. He said, I chew.
Is there even soap?
No, I don't. No. And then sometime I see a rat. And a rat. And I say, hey.
So there's vermin.
But I don't know. And the rat, and he say, Benicio, watch out. And I say, hey, Benicio, and I pack it to me. And sometimes it scare me. It scare me. I say, boss, there's a rat. And he say, just keep on working. And I
So they don't even care.
I know. I see more rat than I see a people in my factory.
It's never good.
No, it's not good.
What would you say about the overall treatment of the working man within the factory? Do you think you're treated fairly?
No, the boss, he always say, Benicio, do this. Benicio, do that. Sometime I did something and the grinder got the top of my, I wear a hat, I got the top of my hat and no hair.
Your hair no longer grows.
On top of the head, no more hair. A grinder, it get me, and I say, hey, Benicio, and the boss man say, I keep a working, and I went right back to work. And
Sent you right back to work?
And summertime, my son, he fall on the sidewalk, and he got a cut. on his knee, and I bring him to doctor, and I say, help me, doctor. My son, he cut his knee, and the doctor say, no, I no help him because he heard the way I speak. He heard.
Because you're a foreigner.
He said, yeah. He said, no, I don't. No, I don't help.
So you're saying that you're not treated fairly in the workplace nor outside society?
No, it's no good. This is my home.
Just one room here.
This one room is my home. I feed 8 people. I feed 8 people on my salary.
Do you think you're fairly compensated for your work?
No. I do work from, I get up at 5 a.m. I walk 3 miles. I walk 3 miles. And I get to work, punch in my clock, 6 a.m. And I stay there until 12 that night. And I come out, and he give me a nickel, he give me a dime, and that's about it. That's about it.
It's a pretty nice jacket you're wearing. How'd you
No.
afford that?
I don't want to say, but there was a man he worked with me. He had this jacket, but one day he get caught in the grinder. He got caught, and I take his jacket. It's very I wear this is my only jacket. He got caught in the grinder. He dead. I take it the jacket. I take it the jacket. I have a family.
I understand.
I take it the jacket.
Was production of the meat stopped that day because there was a man in the grinder?
No, we kept it going. We look for his bone. We look for his meat. Sometimes his meat gets in our meat. We pack the meat either way, and it ships.
So you
That's
packed
right.
a man.
Well, what I do is I pack the meat. I pack the meat.
Yes, I understand.
And
But within the meat there was human flesh.
At summertime, you have to pack the meat when the boss man tells you to pack the meat. I get my nickel and dime, and I go.
So
I come, I pack meat, I say, hello rat, and I go. And I pack the meat, and we are done. And that's it.
So how would you describe your overall experience as a working class immigrant in America?
It's no good. It's no good. I don't know. I mean, my family, they get sick. I get sick, but I still need to go to work. My son has been selling newspapers. He is 3 years old. He runs into the town square and he sells a newspaper just to get
At 3 years old?
He's 3. He's 3 or 4.
How many children do you have, Nathan?
I have 6.
So hard to provide for all of them on your salary?
Yes. Most of them are teenager, and they get hungry. But I come home with a loaf of bread and some scotch, and I drink. I drink to get the pain away. So.
Well, it's truly shocking. The real horrors of the working class American and the hardships they must endure.
Yes.
And it was good insight into the meatpacking industry, and we can only pray for some reform. That was Chad with Chad.
And I'm Benito.
Back to you, Chip.
That was Chatting with Chad. What a beautiful segment. Sorry to say, but time is up.
I'm Chad Chadwick.
And I'm Chip O'Neill. Keep cool, Chicago.
That's the news, and I'm out of here.
A lot of hustle on the floor out there. Good work.
Even you.
That's it. I can't work with this man.
Alright.